So we got a bit of a break in the rain. It's been raining off and on, like every 3 or 4 days there's a big rain and then big sun, which is awesome. So I was in the city for a little bit, which was good because I got to get some stuff done there and pretend like I have a life. But we got a break now, 2 days, so I'll be here trying to get as much done as possible. And things are starting to pick up. So 10 days ago I took a picture of one of our fields after the seeding, just one of our fields. And this morning I went and I took the same picture just so you can see how quickly things can progress here, because right now in areas it is just a carpet of weeds, and so I'm gonna have to tend to that fairly shortly. Hopefully I'll get on with some machinery, which is pretty cool. We have this brush weeder, which really makes life easier. So I'll get on and I'll do that, and then I'll make sure in between all the rows there's no weeds, and then I could go in and do the rest by hand. So yeah, that's going to be my life for the next little bit. But it's like this, you know, weed, and then 2 weeks later it'll grow, and you just kind of repeat it again. So that's pretty much. This is pretty much the exciting part of this vlog is ended. Now it's just going to be weeding for 4 months. But yeah, so now what I'm doing is until then I'm just going to shuffle the machinery around, because we're not going to need this transplanter anymore. So I'm taking it apart. I'm going to put the frame back on the bed maker where it'll rest until next spring, and then I'll hook up the brush weeder to this tractor. So that we can start on that today, this afternoon, maybe tomorrow, and then that should be an afternoon's work on the machine, and then it'll be probably predicting it'll take me about 5 days of just constant weeding to get through it. But after, it's going to look real good, and the plants are at the stage now where they just have their cotyledons out and they don't have their main leaf. So it's going to give them a real boost to have all the weeds around removed, so there's no competition for sunlight or water and all that stuff. I did manage to come down in between the rains for 1 day. I didn't really film anything because I don't want to, and no one's friggin' watching this. As of yet, right now, as of I'm filming this, I'm talking, I haven't even edited anything yet. I don't even own editing software. I downloaded a free trial of some editing software last night, so technically I'm still talking to myself like a crazy person. But yeah, so I did come down and well, I shot some footage, but basically I had to tend to the grapes. We had 2 greenhouses. This is gonna come off. We had 2 greenhouses which we housed grapes in, sweet grapes for production. And a few years ago, the greenhouses collapsed in an ice storm, and no insurance company wanted to touch us with a 10-foot pole because it's Quebec, and ever since 1998 you can't get insured for ice storms. So we lost the 2 greenhouses, and the grapes got crushed and mangled and broken, and we've kind of been nursing them back to health over the last few years, and it's always like you're wondering if they're going to last the winter or not, because they shouldn't really be exposed to the elements like that. But we did our best. The thing is, they haven't fruited because they've just been coming back. And last year they flowered and it looked like they were going to fruit, but all the flowers and little fruits got just eaten by a bug called the rose chafer. And so last year we were running around picking them by hand every morning, getting them off the grapes, shaking them off the grapes, and they would just come back in force. We managed a few little clusters of grapes, so we know it's possible. So what we did this time is now the outdoor grapes, because we do still have some indoors, but the outdoor ones which are not advanced at all, they're late, they're starting to flower now. So we covered them with Remay, so it looks like these long white tubes, which still allow sunlight and moisture in, but it blocks. It's like kind of just a DIY barrier for the bugs. So we're hoping that will work when the grapes, when the flowers and the fruits are in the small stage and are vulnerable to the bugs, and then we could take the remake off. So I did do that, and so yeah. Oh shit. Ugh. So today, like I said, I'm just gonna be shuffling some machinery in the morning. I've got a few things to take care of. The last piles of branches from the blueberries need to be burned. I managed to haul all of the dead branches out as well on the weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. I wanted to buy myself a bottle of gin. The thing was, I was going to get a bottle of gin to celebrate the pruning of the blueberries being done. Well, they're not completely done, it's just a test area, but it was a lot of work. And I just have no money. I have no money, so no gin. Maybe when we harvest the blueberries and start selling them, when I start to have money again. So yeah, I did manage that. I'm gonna go back and mow them in the evenings, and the black flies are just terrible back there, so I'll probably have to shield myself. But for now, it's just this. I went and started the tractor this morning and realized that, I don't know, 5 days ago when I brought it here and set it down, I left the key on, which essentially drained the battery, but that doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I don't need it right now. I'm just gonna sit on this like a loser and take this machine apart. But to get the charger out, it's not a big deal. I mean, running out of gas is a big deal, as we know. But batteries, who gives a shit, right? So I'm just charging it right now, and I'm not even gonna use this tractor in a little bit. So when the battery's nice and charged, I will just put this frame back on. These will be off by then, and get it ready for the weeding whenever that happens. Tomorrow, the day after, I don't know. We'll see. It's looking nice out. Not too hot, so good to get out. This is not good. Not good. This is our only hydraulic third point, and we need it for a lot of the machinery. And just getting in on the row scratching, I blew a line. Oh shit. Oh yeah. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it's because it's 30 years old. I gotta get this fixed before I can do anything. It's not one thing, it's the other. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like to be a successful farmer. My neighbors just across the road, they have like $100,000 tractors. Put this thing to shame. I picture heated seats, satellite radio, something. You don't have to miss the game. But what's the fun in that? Huh? Holy shit. That took longer than I thought. I'm going home.